Now, last week here at Fox 61, we went out and about talking to viewers and people asking, what do you think about road conditions around the state? What are your biggest concerns? And traffic jams, potholes, fender benders. Those were among many of the concerns you cited to us. Here's just some of what a lot of you had to say.
Jumping from the Merritt to 691 is a nightmare because there's always car accidents.
The roads need a little improvement. They're very bumpy and a lot of potholes.
Maybe just the sidewalks fixed up a little bit.
Now, we're not just picking on Connecticut. I mean, you see those problems anywhere in the country, but it can have its challenges driving around here depending on the location and the time of day. Here's the good news, though. The state's Department of Transportation is working to make improvements, and they want you to get involved to that end. We have Communications Director Josh Morgan here to fill you in on what the DOT has been up to lately. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, glad to have you here. It's been a while since we've gotten a chance at least to talk person to person and not over Zoom. All right, first things first, I guess the DOT has launched a new survey. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been close to 8 years since the last time we had a survey out in the field asking people how they're traveling. Are they using a bike? Are they walking? Public transportation? Driving their car? So hundreds of thousands of people are going to get these surveys in the mail. We're hoping to get a good sample, good response back to help us understand how travel patterns have changed following the COVID pandemic. Are people working from home? We have new industries, new businesses, new bus routes. So things are probably a lot different than when the last time we surveyed in 2016.
That actually is surprising me. You think things would be that different, just pandemic related, or do like traffic patterns like that just change naturally over time?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see that same typical AM, PM commute, that rush hour, especially on Fridays. Maybe more people are working from home or working from home on Mondays. It's why on the New Haven line we have a separate Friday schedule, because not as many people are taking the train into the city, into those offices. So things have changed. We're hearing it anecdotally. We see it in some of the data. We want to hear directly from the residents. So if you do get one of these surveys in the mail, please complete it. We really need your feedback.
I'm glad you mentioned that one example, because I know it's hard to answer this question about what changes you're going to make with it, because you need to see those data first. But I mean, what are you expecting maybe that can be actionable from what you get from this survey?
Yeah, the last time we had the survey in the field, about half of the respondents said that they were commuting by themselves. So single occupant vehicle, that's what leads to a lot of the congestion on our roadway. You look around, it's all the cars, everyone's driving in the same direction, but they're not carpooling, they're not using public transportation. We're going to see what the advent of telework, work from anywhere. Take your computer and you could work. You don't necessarily have to be 10, 15, 20 minutes from your office. Maybe you're an hour because you're only going in once a week or twice a week. Yeah. So we're going to really be curious to see what the data says when these results come in.
Yeah, and I'll be curious too. Make sure you share them with us.
Absolutely.
Switching gears a little bit, DOT crews, you've been telling me it has been not 24/7, but at least 7 days a week trying to fix all those damaged roads in the Naugatuck Valley. Got some money in now recently to help with that. How is that overall project going? What progress
the DOT crews, the contractors that have been out there since August 19th, so the day after those floodwaters came in and just really wreaked havoc on a lot of our infrastructure. We had 30 state roads closed. We're down to 4, Route 67 Oxford, Route 34 Oxford. There's some areas where we have to bring in some temporary bridges. So we're going to have some temporary structures, really get traffic moving. But really what stood out, 1.5 million tons of debris. That's what our crews have been able to clean from culverts, catch basins, just on the roads, cars, tree limbs, branches, just an incredible amount of debris and cleanup, and these efforts are ongoing.
And that's to say nothing of how much earth probably needed to be moved to repair some of these roads that were washed away. It's not just the road surface. You were even saying before, sometimes the road itself might look minorly damaged, but then when the bridge inspector goes and
just a whole, just an incredible amount of washed out material. So we had to bring in a lot of fill, pave, reopen roads. So yeah, they're doing an incredible job out there getting these roads opened.
They really are. I remember seeing some of the pictures a couple weeks ago even that they're able to get some of these bridges up and repaired in just 1 week. It's stunning to me. Last, we've been talking about this morning, Route 15. It's changing out those exit numbers and signs, which also means changing the numbers of the exits themselves. What's behind that, and what kind of feedback have you been getting?
Yeah, so it's a federal mandate that every state has to go away from sequential numbering to mileage-based numbering. The good news with this mandate, it says you just have to make a good faith effort. You don't have to do it by a certain date. So where we're timing it is when we have other signs that we need to replace. So we're out there, we got to do a bigger project because those signs are not up to current standards or they've been damaged. Then we're going to do the exit numbers at the same time. As you may expect, Our call center gets a lot of complaints.
Yeah.
Why did you change this? I've been getting off exit 5 my whole entire life. That's how I tell people to get to my house. We're complying to the national standards, the federal government that is dictating that. And we also communicate with the GPS providers. So the people that are plugging their phones in or using their navigation systems, those will be updated as well.
I was going to say that probably is going to make the transition a lot easier for people who are generally resistant to change. Myself, I've been going back and forth over the years because I've seen it in other places. Maybe in Florida where you're driving longer distances, it helps you to gauge, I'm still 70 miles away, and you can use the exit numbers to figure that out. But I wasn't sure exactly how I feel about it. Not sure I still am. Either way, it's happening. So make sure your GPS is up to date. Josh, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Tim.
A
Thank
lot
you.
going on with the Department of Transportation, and especially in the Naugatuck Valley, Matt, a lot of it really, really good news. Excellent work being done quickly, too, without sacrificing quality.